Hi, I'm Marty, and this is Sewing Nerd Confessions. Today is part 3 of my series Creative Upcycling, and we are doing a project being creative with some old jeans and some corduroy, and the project that we are doing is the Grainline Studios Thayer Jacket. Once again. Now, the information that I'm going to go over during this project, you do not have to do the same jacket. You don't even have to do a jacket. Maybe you want to do a duffel bag or something completely unrelated, maybe a skirt. I'm going to go over some of the design details, balancing the texture, the color, and the size of your design elements, and really just walking you through it. You get like inside my brain. So the last time we met, I talked about this particular denim, like a kind of a khaki color, and I talked about using that in the collar and the facing and some other areas. So I have already recorded that as far as my cutting it out, and I'm going to play that in a minute. But I just want to kind of recap. So I have cut all those out, but I'm going to show you kind of my thinking behind that. And then after that, we are going to cut out this next color. So we've got a khaki, kind of a reddish pink, purple. And then the very last thing we'll cut out is the main fabric, which I've chose corduroy to do that. So, all right. I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so I have decided that I'm not going to draft that front facing, because what I did last time, and I really liked it, was I just sewed pieces together after I had constructed that, and then I measured and applied, and you've got your front yoke, and then you have 2 front pieces. And so that worked out for me really well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and focus on getting the collars and the back facing there. Yes, I'm going to focus on those things. So let's get those collars cut out. So I'm just taking that grain line here and following what I think I see as the grain line. You can pin it. I'm going to hold it and mark it because I don't want to cut it yet, because I want to make sure everything can fit. And this tailor's chalk is kind of nice because if, you know, I can see if it fits before I cut it. I think I better go up here. That's what I'm going to do. Don't worry if you don't have enough. Don't worry about that, because you can piece it together. Trust me, it makes it more interesting. So like, see all these little pieces here? I can use that and piece something together. All right, so this one needs to be folded, but as I recalled, I pieced that together. So when I piece it together, I make sure that I add enough for seam allowances. All right, I think that's gonna work, but because I'm not doing this on the fold, I need to cut out 4 of these. So you guys help me remember, okay? Okay. I'm just gonna add a really tiny, like 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm gonna eyeball it, and then what I'll do when I'm making it is I'll make sure that it's the right size. All right, and then I'm going to do another one here. This is working out. I hope you guys can see the chalk lines. You should be able to. They're yellow. Okay, I need 2 more of these, or I need to do 2 of them in that other color, the other denim, which I could do. All right, I'm just trying to line it up with the grain. You know, the grain is going different ways here, but it'll be okay. It will be okay. Wonder if I can put, yep, I can put this one here. Okay, so we're just gonna sneak that in there. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to flip that. Let's take a look and see. This is the point where I look at the back side. I don't like it as well. It's not as textured. Sometimes the back side is more textured and it looks really good. So I think what I'll do is I'll just move that down a little bit. 1/4 of an inch seam allowance there. I want to place it where the thickness of this is not gonna, you know, be a problem when I'm sewing it together, but this denim is really not that thick, so I think we're gonna be okay. There we go. Now I need to flip this over and lay it down this way. So I need 1 more of these and 1 more of these. Okay, what can I do? All right, so I'm gonna have to get this one out of the other pair of the other leg, but I can get this one out of here. And I'm still saying far enough away, I think. You know what? I'm gonna get this one out of the other one too. Okay, so I got that and that and that. Ooh, ew. Ooh, should have smoothed that over just a little bit. I still could. That's good. I double checked because I had flipped this one and I didn't realize I had done that. Habit, I guess. So I'm gonna redraw this. All right, so we're gonna take that seam apart on that one so that it doesn't give us trouble. Very good. This is not a mark that I'm going to cut. This is not a mark I'm going to cut. Neither is that or that. Okay. Add my 1/4 inch seam allowance to the bottom. So hopefully that mark is dark enough that I'll know that's the one. And just mark X's through the ones I'm not going to do. And redo this, and I'm still far enough away from this area because I wanted to cut this off and use it on the sleeves. Ooh, maybe I'll use this on the back. Oh, I could always put something together for the sleeves. Okay, all right. Into the mind of the creative. It's a dangerous place. Okay, so we're just gonna redo this. And remember, this was on the fold, but we're not doing it on the fold, so I add about 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch seam allowance. So when I put that together, I'll show you later what I do, just to make sure that it's accurate. Because I know right now it looks like I'm just winging it, and yeah, I kind of am, but I'll show you what I do to make it work. All right, so I've gotten the top collar, the under collar, and the collar stand. So just double check, like cut 2 out, and I had to cut out 4 because I didn't have it on the fold. And this one was main fabric cut 2, and that was my under collar, and I've cut 2. And then I've cut 1 of this. So I need to cut the other one out and I need to flip it. Okay. Woo, see, I'm glad I double checked. All right, so now I'm gonna cut that out. I'll draw it out, set this aside, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. I'm gonna stay away from the bottom detail. So we're just gonna do that, but I'm gonna look at the yoke pieces. So this is cut 2 on the yoke. All right, let's get creative. So if I put that over there, squeeze that over there, it comes to here. All right, and then if I put it over here, on the grain. Ooh, doesn't quite work. Okay. I think, so here's where I will take that apart. All right, so if I'm close, I will take that apart and I'll iron it flat, I think. Hopefully I'm on camera. I have no idea. I've never filmed anything like this before. Heck, I've never filmed anything until about a month ago, 2 months ago. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about the jacket. I'm getting loopy. Long day. Okay, so you get what I'm trying to say. This is going to be enough there. All right. It's going to give me just what I need. So that'll be there. All right, do I have enough for this? That was the whole reason I did this. Let's just see if I had enough to get both. All right, on the fold. Oh, did I flip it? Oh, I think I flipped it. You know, I don't know if you guys do this, but I am so, yep, I flipped it. I'm so used to having things right side up when I sew that I will just flip it and I won't even know I'm doing it. It's gonna be close. Oh, well, we'll just, you know what? Yeah, we'll just piece it together. I need one more of these. So I'm gonna set that aside for now, and I'm gonna make sure that I have these to where I'm not interfering with this. You know, I wanna make sure that I can cut that out. I'm not gonna worry about that other one right now. These larger pieces get away from you a little easier, so I wanna be sure and be as accurate as I can. Yeah, so yeah, that'll work. That will work. Yay. So this seam I haven't taken apart yet. So I'm gonna take that apart and get a little more material so that I can move that up a little bit. So we're gonna do that right now. Hopefully I won't poke any holes in it. It's a little trickier when it's a stretch denim. It's like it's a lot easier to poke a hole in it because it'll stretch funny. There we go. All right. There we go. Ooh, baby, got that pretty close down there. All right, this is gonna give me just what I need. Follow the grain line. Oh, this is perfect. That's all I needed. I just needed a little tiny bit so that I didn't cut into the area that I wanted to use. All right. So the last time we talked, I was marking the jeans and I went ahead and cut those out, but I will tell you, I made a few changes. Don't be afraid to make changes midstream because that's what happens when you upcycle. You start to think about it, you step back. So instead of focusing on the under collar of the collar in this color and the front yoke, which took up quite a bit, I went ahead and I did the back yoke, because that helps balance the whole color scheme out a little bit better. So that's what I have done there. So, back yoke, that is my collar stand, and the extra. So that's all done. All right, now I want to use this reddish purple color, And I want to do my undercollar, which is the one on the bias. And I want to do my front yoke, which is this area right here. And it actually dips down and creates a pocket. I love the way this is constructed. And one of these days I am gonna do this jacket just like it's intended. But for now, we're just gonna have some upcycle fun. So, I don't know, I just started at the bottom. Sometimes I want to utilize that band that's around the waist. If you're small enough, you can actually use that like at the bottom of a jean jacket. So that could be kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna just cut this up a little bit so that it's a little easier to lay everything out and figure out how much yardage, quote unquote, that I have. All right. This is also a stretch denim. I actually like working with the non-stretch a little bit better because it frays better. When we get to that point in the project, you'll see what I mean. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to get this front area because this is kind of large. There's my grain line and there's a seam, and the grain line on this, because it's somewhat straight, isn't too bad. This one I have a lot more material, so it's probably not as important to chalk it. So I'm gonna just try to go, I'm eyeballing it. I'm just gonna go in the center of that pocket. Then you just have to remember when you do the next one, you have to remember to flip the pattern upside down. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that out because I know I want that piece. No matter what happens later, I'm gonna want that piece just the way it is. All right, don't throw anything away. Be sure and save that. I try to keep, like, I could have cut from the outside in, but I try to keep long pieces as much as I can. You just never know when you might need them. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm just kind of going the other direction. All right. Pretty soon we're gonna get to the fun stuff. We start embellishing. Okay, so now I can use this as my pattern piece on the other side. All right, so we're just gonna flip that. I'm gonna mark it. There we go. So you can't really see it, but my grain line is right there. Now we're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay.